And so I just kind of wanted to jump into that to show really quick. Is I noticed someone on our server recently, I don't know if I'd say top player, but definitely we'll say top spender on the server. You can see TH King here. You notice he's got that gold, just badass looking skull on top of his empire. And so I noticed that the other day, and I would kind of wondered, like, I wonder what's going on. I wonder what that means. It almost looks like when you're doing KVK and you've got Outlanders, you kind of get that look. Well, now if we look at him, one of the things we can see is he's at 302 KT power, which is pretty incredible. And so if we were to go to leaderboards, go into the kingdom, and look at power, he's sitting at the top of the power board. So one of the things that we thought was, well, maybe it's a way to denote that he's the top power on the server. That didn't really make sense because we've seen other top power players that didn't have this. I noticed he didn't have this a few days ago, or at least I don't think he did, and he was a top player. And so it kind of made me do some digging around. And what I found out is that that's a sign that he has ultimate execution. Okay. Now, ultimate execution is if you go to your graveyard here and you go to upgrade your graveyard, and you're probably at level 1, I'm assuming. Very few people are probably outside of level 1. And you go to upgrade, it requires these things called Gravedigger's Lanterns. Okay, it's going to take 6 of them to get to the next level. And if we look at the more information here, it's the ultimate execution delay reduction. All right, and so, and then you'll see the additional benefits is at level 23, you're going to be able to unlock ultimate execution. Okay, so what ultimate execution does is when you kill a player using ultimate execution, you have to use, I believe, a token of some kind. Looks kind of like a Choki. I think they call it the Iron Maiden or something similar to that. You put the person in the Maiden, and instead of the guillotine, and what happens is when that person dies, that player cannot resurrect for 7 days. So if they have a level 1 graveyard, they cannot resurrect for 7 days. Now, if they start to level their graveyard, you do an ultimate execution, it reduces the time that it takes to then be ultimately executed, right? And so if you look here at level 23, and level 22, you've got 4 days, which means if somebody ultimately executed, that execute you for 7 days, it'd lock you out of your hero for 7 days. Okay, can't replace the hero, can't hire a new one. You have no hero for 7 days. All right, no hero for 7 days. You have that level 23. It's going to add 4 of those days back, so you're going to be without a hero for 3 days. Okay, now you start to think about this. Somebody goes in, they cap your hero, they pull your hero, they can sit on your hero for 3 days, and if you don't hemlock, you don't get the hell out, and then they go and they ultimate execute you. That's 7 days if you're graveyard 1. So for 10 days, you could be without a hero. That's a third of the month. That's going to be pretty painful. Now, you might be thinking like, wow, that's kind of BS. Well, they made up for it in that they made this for the Ultra Spender. Okay, so the only time, or the majority of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, the only way you're going to get a Gravedigger's Lantern is to pay $99.99 for it. Okay, you're going to get 125 of those. Okay, so 125. It takes 6,250 gold Gravedigger's Lanterns to get you to level 23. Okay, so 6,250 to unlock Ultimate Execution. Okay, if you're getting 125 a pack, that's 50 packs. 50 packs at $100 a pack. That's $5,000. You see somebody walking around with the gold skull, they probably have dropped a few grand in this game. So they've probably earned the right to kill your hero for 7 days. I can't quite imagine dropping that on lanterns. Now, I did notice a while back, maybe a month or two ago, They were putting some Gravediggers lanterns into some of the packs, but they weren't a whole lot. It's not like they were giving you 1,000 a pop. It was still 100, 150, maybe 50. So, I mean, you're still having to spend significant cash to get that. So, anyways, there's a little bit about Ultimate Execution. Moral of the story is do not go attacking people with that bright gold skull, or you might lose your hero for 7 days. And they're probably not going to be too shy about using it because they spend a lot of money to have access to that. So that's Ultimate Execution. Next, I just want to talk a little bit about navigation. I covered